Hi guys, welcome to my 3-weekly review. Today I'm going to be discussing networking. In the past week I've been to so many networking events. Some have been incredible, some have been horrific, and others have been kind of so-so. So I'm going to discuss a range of networking events, what you should expect, what you should look out for. Okay, so let's just dive in and get started straight away. The first networking event I want to discuss was advertised as an acting and film networking event. I went along, everyone was really friendly, it was free to get in, there was complimentary wine, all that stuff was good. But then what ended up happening is they sat us all in this big kind of auditorium, and the people who had organized the events got up on the stage and began to pitch their different film ideas, and then asked for the audience to critique and kind of ask the audience for their concepts and how to improve their own ideas. So for me personally, that wasn't really what I expected. From the networking event, I expected it to be more of an open forum for everybody to get to know each other and to talk and to swap contact details and to say, hey, do you want to work on this? Do you want to work on that? This is what I'm doing. So yeah, and I mean, it was advertised and everything. It was legit. There was nothing scary or horrific that happened. It was just that I would say definitely look into what type of networking event you are going to, and look at your personality and look at what you want to decide whether is it worth your time or not. The second networking event I went to was absolutely incredible, and I've been now time again and again and again. It's very professional. Everybody, you basically go, you can have food, you can have drinks, you can have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a croissant. Everybody sits around on different tables and moves around the room. It's not just acting specific, it's for any kind of creative. So you meet a range of people, whether it be producers, directors, cinematographers, people who are doing the anime stuff. And it's just great because you get a wealth of information and insight from so many different angles. British people, Americans, Asian community, everybody goes, and it's just great. It's really positive stuff. So yeah, I would recommend something like that. So this particular event has been going on 10 years plus. So, it's not a new thing. It's very established. It's got a very good reputation out here. So I would say definitely check out the reputation of where you're going to attend. But every time I've been there, it has just been great. Now, the third event I want to discuss, this is how it came about. I met somebody at a networking event. Well, I kind of met him, but then I didn't. I met somebody at a networking event, and his friend, who was very quiet at the time, ended up inviting me to another networking event. Now, his friend, who I was originally talking to, by this point was no longer in LA. He was traveling. So I got this invite on Facebook to say, hey, you want to come to this event? It's a film thing. It's going to be really fun. I got the poster, and on the poster you couldn't tell what the event was for. It was what is this, advertising? If anything, it looked like it was an event for people in the food industry. There was a piece of food. I'm not gonna, I don't want to upset anyone or piss anybody off, but so I'm trying not to go into too much detail. But there was basically a piece of food on this poster, and nowhere on the poster did it say anything about film, creatives, actors, or any of the sort. There was a company name on the top of the poster. So the first thing I did was I looked up the company name. Now, when I put this into Google, nothing came up. When I put it into Facebook, nothing came up. So I got back to this guy who invited me, and I was like, hey, what is this networking event for? Who is it for? What is the audience here? Yeah, loads of film people. It's a film industry networking thing. It's going to be great. I'm like, you know what, okay, I'm in LA, I don't want to miss out on any opportunities, I want to make the most of my time here, talk to everybody, get to know everything, absorb everything, of course, as you do. I don't want to be here wasting time. I want to hit the ground running, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I was like, okay, boom, 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 I'm going to go. I'll meet you outside this venue at this time. Now, I ended up taking an Uber, right, to this venue. When the Uber, I'm in an Uber pool, by the way, and I'm in the front of the car. So when the Uber stops now, he's like, okay, I think this is your destination. I'm like, but we're in the middle of an estate and there is no lights around here, and this is like so residential. I don't think this is where it is, because all of the other events I've been to have been like legit, like at a conference room, at a restaurant, like that kind of setting. I was like, this is in somebody's house? I was like, what? And it was at the nighttime as well. I was like, whoa. Anyway, the Uber driver was like, I do think this is where, like, you know, this is the address. And I was like, I don't think so. So I end up getting out of the Uber, like on the main road, and going into like this chicken shop. Like, I'm so sorry, I know that's an English term, I forgot what the Americans call it. It was basically like a chicken takeaway food shop that I went into. I got there, I messaged this guy and I was like, hey, we couldn't find it, like, can you come and meet me here at this chicken shop? He sends me a message back basically to say no, he can't come and meet me here at the chicken shop, but if I check out Google, it's like a very short walk and it's really straightforward, I should be able to find it myself, but he'll wait for me outside. So I was like, wait, is this actually in a residential, like, is this like in somebody's house? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh. So now I'm in the chicken shop thinking, oh my god, like, I've already spent all the money to get out here, like, I'm here now, I might as well just walk like the 5 minutes it showed me on the Google like map to this address. He said he's going to be outside. I'm looking outside, it's completely pitch black, there are no street lights, I've got to get past 2 parking lots, car parks if you're from the UK or from Europe. I've got to get past 2 parking lots before I get to the houses. So, as I come out of the chicken shop, I'm walking down now into this black hole basically. Like, it was crazy. I look over to my left and I see this strange man sitting in his car, in his truck, in the parking lot with like a psychotic smile. This like, he starts waving like frantically, like shaking, like, oh my god. I was like, what? I got out of there. I turned around so quickly. I went back into this like takeaway shop. I was like, oh my god, like what? Because I thought, if I just to like pretend I don't see him, which I do see him and he definitely sees me and he made that very clear, and to carry on walking now into this like residential area of blackness, and he gets out of the truck, I have nowhere to run to. Not only do I have nowhere to run to, there was no people about whatsoever. It was like a derelict. It was like a horror film. It was like, think Bates Motel. Bruh. Crazy. So now when I'm back in the chicken shop, I was like, you know what? Actually, you don't even really know this guy who's invited you, because when you met him, he barely spoke a word to anyone. Not just you, to anyone. So why did he invite you to this thing when you and him never even like spoke? Then it was like, it's the nighttime, I'm in LA on my own, I'm a female, it could be doing drugs, it could be having some kind of sex parties, it could be some fetish thing. And I was thinking, like, I had all of these white flags, like, before I got there. I had the poster that looked really, like, sketchy or dodgy. I had, like, I looked up the company listed on the poster, which did not exist. And then I get there and you tell me, no, you can't come and meet me. And you know that I'm fresh in LA. No. So I got my taxi and I went back home. And then I get a message when I'm on my way home to say, where are you? I'm now at the chicken shop. Bruh. My advice to you, like, whether you're male or female, you have to be safe out here. Your safety is paramount, you know? Whatever you do, make sure you research things properly 100%, especially if you're an independent person like me. You're coming out here on your own and you're going to these things on your own. You need to make sure that it's legit. Like, personally, I would not advise to anybody that you go to any kind of event that is in somebody's house where you don't know anybody and you're going alone. It is just not worth the risk, especially in the middle of the, no. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my stories about some of my networking events. If you found anything useful or helpful, please like it, share this video, comment and subscribe. I'll be back next week. Thanks.